Federal government reaffirms partnership with the European Union and the European Investment Bank to tackle key development challenges. Global inflation figures show that Venezuela records highest inflation in the world at 524.49%. Plus, Brent in more than its weekly loss as traders weigh U.S.-Iran truce outlook. And our guest on the program today is Mahesh Mishra, Group Head, Foreign Commonwealth and Development Office of the British High Commission, Nigeria. The program is Business Express, reaching you from Abuja, Nigeria's capital. I am Benny Adams, your guide. In another development, the federal government and the United Kingdom recently announced a new £15 million UK-Nigeria growth program to accelerate Nigeria's economic reform program and attract greater private sector investment into the country. The initiative was unveiled when the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Taiwo Oyedele, hosted the UK Minister for Africa and International Development, Baroness Jenny Chapman, in Abuja. Under the arrangement, the UK-Nigeria Growth Program will run for 3 years, targeting improved access to capital for small and medium-scale enterprises, stronger capital markets, and the unlocking of new investment flows into the Nigerian economy. Both governments also agreed to collaborate on digital economy reforms through the Spirit Initiative, designed to remove regulatory bottlenecks and drive technology infrastructure development across the country. Now, the £15 million UK growth program is the focus of our conversation on the program today. And to help us understand the significance of this partnership and what it means for Nigeria, for businesses and investors, we are joined by Mahesh Mishra. He's the Group Head, Foreign Commonwealth and Development Office, British High Commission here in Abuja. It's a huge pleasure to have you on the program, Mr. Mishra.
Thank you very much, Benny. A very good afternoon to you and your viewers. And thank you very much for having me here.
Great. Now to start with, we understand that this £15 million growth program is designed to help Nigeria transition from a macroeconomic stabilization to sustained reform-led growth. Given the current pressing economic pressures on Nigerian businesses as well as their consumers, how quickly will this program be deployed, and what are the immediate measurable indicators that a small business owner or market investor will see to know this transition is actually happening?
Thank you. The UK-Nigeria Growth Program is a 15 million program, as you said, and it's designed especially to convert the reform momentum of Nigeria and the opportunity it is creating into tangible trade and investment outcomes. It's great that due to the policy measures that have been taken over the past 2 years or so, policy direction is significantly improving in Nigeria. We are seeing significant increase in investor confidence, as has been reflected in the international credit rating by some of the reputable credit rating agencies of the world. That said, you also see that good investment opportunities often get halted at the stage of execution. And the UK-Nigeria Growth Program is actually designed to reduce that gap between opportunities that are created through the reform program and taking them to their final execution stage. The program is going to provide very targeted support to specific investment deals in helping unblock constraints around policy, regulation, investment readiness, financial structuring. So the whole idea is to provide support in a very targeted manner so that we are able to move investment deals faster to financial close and implementation. Our objective is that this will be a program which is going to be connecting the dots between opportunities created by Nigeria's reform program and the wider offer that we have through the United Kingdom. So it's not just about our overseas development assistance, but it's also about connecting opportunities in Nigeria to development finance, concessional finance through the British International Investment, the UK Export Finance, and also connecting opportunities here to the City of London and London Stock Exchange, and making use of UK as a gateway for Nigeria to have access to international capital.
Okay, now talking about connecting opportunities to real finance for practical action. Under the Digital Access Program you are launching, that's the SPIRIT initiative across 5 states to reduce the regulatory barriers which you've mentioned for broadband, fintech, and specific states are being targeted. How will this initiative practically now direct the environment for tech investment, especially for rising fintechs like the ones leveraging London's capital markets at this point?
Thank you. So SPIRIT, which is state-level policy, regulation, and institutional reforms enabling the transformation of digital economy in Nigeria, that's what SPIRIT kind of stands for. It's a program which is designed to provide support to government at a subnational level, that is the state governments, to help them take policy measures, regulatory measures in a way that pave the way for increased private sector-led investment coming to the digital sector, and thereby help drive job creation and income growth in Nigeria. The whole idea is to bring in knowledge and expertise which helps state government identify which are the upstream regulation and policy barriers which are preventing private investment to come into the sector, and do policy and regulation in a way that is more friendly and more helpful for private sector to operate. Currently, the plan is for the program to provide support to 5 Nigerian states. Those are Ekiti, Niger, then Enugu, Abia, and Edo. Those are the 5 states. But the list is by no means limited, and we are hoping that going forward there will be scope for expanding the list and collaboration with other state governments.
Okay, great. Now, while the British International Investment and the UK Export Finance are tackling massive infrastructure projects like the Lagos ports, how much of this new £15 million package is directly carved out for technical assistance to deepen local liquidity and help Nigerian MSMEs access affordable credit? Yes, earlier on you mentioned these opportunities are matching the resources needed. Now, how accessible and affordable is this credit?
So a big chunk of the 15 million UK Nigeria Growth Program is actually technical assistance. There will be some part of it which will be available to help cushion risk for private sector to come in and do things which are not really proven in the market and therefore offer greater risk than the private sector is willing to take. Having said that, we do recognize that access to finance is very, very crucial for driving private sector investment and private sector growth, especially of micro, small, and medium enterprises. And there are multiple ways through which we provide support to help businesses have access to finance. So, for example, the British International Investment has provided a 50 million support through FCMB, which is a commercial bank of Nigeria. And the idea is for that money to be used along with FCMB's own money to provide or scale up access to finance by businesses in Nigeria. That's one way of how we are supporting access to finance. The other way, as you rightly said, is the UK Export Finance, which is the UK Export Credit Agency. And, UKEF is about unlocking project finance for large or significantly big projects in Nigeria. So the port deal is a $1 billion project, and UKEF is underwriting the risk, and there is going to be some element of UK supply content into the process of modernizing and expanding ports in Nigeria through the Nigeria Port Authority. Similarly, more and more Nigerian firms are listing their stocks on London Stock Exchange and thereby accessing capital, international capital through the London Stock Exchange. And there is support available through some of our programs to Nigerian firms willing and wanting to get themselves listed on London Stock Exchange. So in a way, it's not just about ODA, it's a wider set of UK capabilities that we try to bring into play to the growth story here in Nigeria, and do it in a way that creates opportunities for British businesses as well. And the idea is that we help and provide Nigerian firms have access to international capital, international best practices, and global talent pool through UK and London.
That's quite commendable. Now, Baroness Chapman mentioned that the UK is here for the long term. Now, beyond this direct aid and development funding, what specific policy adjustment or reciprocal incentives is the UK offering on its end to ensure that Nigerian firms trying to scale internationally, like the 7 Nigerian banks currently operated in the UK, how they face fewer barriers when entering the British or the European markets?
So absolutely, you're right to say that we have a long-standing partnership with Nigeria, and this partnership between our two countries is actually anchored on people-to-people relationship, government-to-government relationship, and relationship between businesses of our two countries. So it's a very substantial and wide-ranging relationship that we have here with Nigeria as a whole. And the idea is that through the strategic development partnership that was signed between our two countries back in November 2024, we make economic partnership as a core and center of the relationship between our two countries. And we have the UK-Nigeria Enhanced Investment and Trade Partnership, ETIP. During the state visit, just before the state visit, there was a ministerial level dialogue between our two countries, and through that agreement, we are looking at how best we can help tackle constraints that are faced by British businesses wanting to trade with Nigeria or also make investment in Nigeria, and likewise Nigerian firms wanting to export into the UK or making investment into the UK. You mentioned about preferential access. Since we exited from the EU, we have launched our own preferential market access scheme for developing countries that is called Developing Countries Trading Scheme. And it is available
over 300
to Nigerian
commodities?
firms.
We are free to export over 300 commodities?
Exactly, at a zero-rated tariff.
Tariffs, yeah.
And we are working with government of Nigeria and also private sector in Nigeria to explore ways and opportunities through which more and more Nigerian firms and exporters could be able to make use of the benefits that is available through DCTS to expand their export into the UK.
Oh, thank you so very much, Mr. Mahesh Mishra, for that sharing news as well as the opportunities that are abound. I'm sure small business holders as well as the bigger MSMEs out there are listening and they are taking advantage of these opportunities. Thank you for your time at this time.
Thank you very much for having me here. It has been a pleasure.
Great. Hope to have you soon.